Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 27th of January 2025. So insider selling soars as S&P 500 its record high, gold and crypto jump as dollar and crude dump. Well, it's changed a bit with gold. It's absolutely dumped, and silver as well. Stocks and bonds chop to softening Trump tariff tone. And you can see that here with China from 60% to 10%. Is Trump's China tariff proposal a softened stance or tactical move? Well, we'll find out, I'm sure, but it's only a week since he came into office officially, and now we've got a bit of a change in the numbers here from 60% to 10%. So, and also the notice there's also tariffs for Colombia that he's sort of backtracking on as well. So let's have a look at the markets for Friday and kick off with the Dow. So on Friday, the Dow moved higher, but as you can see overnight, maybe this dropped from 60% to 10%, but that would actually be a positive. So I don't know what's going on here. Or maybe the insider selling is true that we've seen for the S&P in the headline as well, but the market is starting to pull back. It's a week since he came into office. There was a lot of big moves last week, and maybe the market's got to give back some of that move that it's made during last week. Some of the points have got to be given back. So there's the first green line to the downside. There's some fibs marked up there. In the 30-minute chart, it was very choppy during last week, but overnight you can see the market is down there and moving lower at the moment. It's got to the 200 MA and the psychological level there in the 30-minute chart, so it depends whether the market can find some support there or not. So we had a new all-time high for Friday before the market is starting to see this weakness. That was at 21,527, and again you can see gapping down. If the market gaps down generally, it will try and make its way back. So let's have a look at the gap. There's the gap there. Try to come back and fill the gap, but hasn't yet. That said, the market is moving lower at the moment. The 200 MA in the 30-minute chart and the psychological level plus the S2 is going to be a crucial area for this market to find support. However, on Friday you can see that the market gave up some of its recent gains, and then say we've got this gap overnight, so there must be some bad news about, but I can't find any, unless it's just first week honeymoon period, and now the reality is that Trump is in for the next 4 years. And you can see, I know the World Economic Forum have said that they've lost Trump because he's got 4 years and he can do what the hell he wants within these next 4 years as well, because he's not got to be re-elected. So watch this space, as I keep saying. Brace yourself for whatever's coming. In the S&P 500, all-time high on Friday is over. I'll just draw that in for you so you can see it. That comes in at 61.27. So that's starting to make its way down. There's the first green line of support down. I'll just draw that in. So we've gone through 38, 60, 50, and now sitting at the golden ratio of 62% there. See if the market can find support. 30-minate chart, big gap for the overnight there. So I don't know what's being said, unless it's that China tariff that was going to be 60% and now 10%, but I can't see. That would be good news, as I said earlier. So I don't know what's happening here, but maybe it's just, as I said as well, that it's just the honeymoon period's over and the market's now realising and become to reality. The FT 100 also gapping down there after its all-time high of last week's 8584, and there's the 30-minute chart. This is an interesting bar. Here, and I think there was some comments about the UK government in the news here. Let me just go back and see. Yeah, government under pressure. There you go. You can see government under pressure for the UK economy. British households anticipate worsening finances. Absolutely. And then yesterday, Trump phoned Keir Starmer and said he's doing a great job. In fact, let me see if I can just drag it in for you. There you go. To speak soon. Let me just find the other one for you. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, can you? Trump praises Starmer for doing a very good job. I mean, what planet are they both on? I mean, they've wrecked the economy here with all of its tax implications that are coming forth from April. And they're all part of the same club. They really are. Trump praises Starmer for doing a very good job. Well, but I don't know of anybody that's praising Starmer in this country. So again, it's all weird, Maybe another part of what's going on as well. So what's this price bar is about, I don't know. So the market's rallied off it, and now we're starting to move lower. But it's going to be an interesting day to see if this sell-off that started on Friday is going to continue throughout today. Say the profit taking coming after the big moves that have been made during last week, when there was no selling of any sort apart from Friday, when we started to see some profit taking there. So US dollar, this is starting to find a bit of support. No surprise there. It's got a bit to come back to. This certainly where the market started to take off from with. That was Powell, the last FOMC, and this is obviously last week where we're seeing the market move lower. Let's have a look at the metals. And silver hammered on Friday, hammered overnight. As I said, this is not going up this year, not until there is some other direction. Gold, different ball game, but silver, any sign of the dollar moving up, silver's going to get hammered back down to these green lines. That's guaranteed, more or less, and you can see there on Friday, hammered, and then all the way down, and still continuing to move lower. And also today, this will continue lower as well to these sorts of lows. Let me just mark these up and show you where. So the first downside target is $30. So we've got $30.08. Then we've got $29.975. 29.50 just for the sake of it, but this is where we're heading back down to, all the way down to 28.72 is where it's going, because last week you saw the US dollar moving down, and as I mentioned before, the silver market could barely move up, and as soon as the dollar starts to rally, then we're just going to see the market fall apart as far as the silver price is concerned, just like we did on Friday. Meanwhile, gold tried to get to its all-time high, nearly got there, but that too has been hammered since Friday as well. You can see all of the volume there, and then they've been hitting it hard since then. It'll find a lot quicker support than silver, and will hold as well. So let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio, and you can see that this is already moving up. This is going to 92 and higher. And I'll show you where that is. That goes all the way back to this time last year. The date is January 20. Actually, it's January 22. No, sorry, 20 is the 22nd of January last year. So yeah, going back to 92 there. If we go to a weekly chart, let's just have a look, see what we've got, and you can see there that the high there is 96, so that's where it's going back to. You've got a couple of 92s in the way there, but 96 is where the market is going to, so we'll keep that like that. So 96, and then not if that fails, then we're back to the COVID one of 125 for silver. So we'll just have to wait and see but we can see how it's being held within a range. It needs to break out one way or the other. Right, let's have a look at Friday's trades. So on Friday, the market saw the release of all of the flash news, and it's always a pain in the proverbial. And you'll see that as we go along, the market down to begin with, then down at a potential sell signal, which wasn't filled. We then had a potential buy signal that wasn't filled on the news. And then we had a sell signal just on the news. And then the market came back and stopped this trade out. We then had another potential sell, which was cancelled because the order was 3 bars, and then cancelled. And then we had another short, and again you can see the green inside of the red, so they'd already bought into this one ahead of the news. And then the market making its way back to the upside, and then into the mid-morning, which you can see there, all the way through to the afternoon, where the US flash news was released. and then the market moving down nicely there to try and recover some of the losses. Notice the double green inside of the red there, and the buying came in. Market then making its way back for a dead cat bounce up to the 20 bar moving average, and then moving back down, as can be seen there. So not doing an awful lot in the morning, but in the afternoon making up those losses. You can see the support there, and then the rally back up. So let's have a look, see what it's doing overnight. And as we've already seen, we've got the gap earlier on in the night, and we're below the close and the low, below the S1 and down towards the S2. All of the averages are on the downside at the moment, but don't be fooled by that, because the S3, which is down there, which is where the market could go to first, which is fine, but watch if it does move down to that level. And also the S2 could be just a bit of overnight marking down of prices, profit taking, and then you'll see them move higher when the market kicks off at 7 a.m. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see what happens during the opening salvo at 7 a.m. in the futures, and then on to the cash markets at 8 a.m. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.